Assalamu alaikum students. I am Miss Aisha Abid from Army Public School and College Khanewal. Today I welcome you all in our class 9th subject biology week 6 by F6 online support program. Topic is 5 and your teacher is Miss Aisha Abid. Our topic today is components of human food including vitamin C. Objective: we will be able to understand the concept of vitamin C as component of human food. Let's have a quick recap. What we have learned in our yesterday's lesson. We learned about fat soluble vitamins, specifically vitamin A and D. A is involved in vision, reproduction, bone health, immune system, and skin, while vitamin D strengthening our bones, calcium and phosphorus absorption, and having role in immune system. In our today's lesson, we will be studying vitamin C. What is vitamin C? It participates in many reactions of our body. It is needed to form collagen, a fibrous protein that gives strength to our connective tissue. Collagen is also needed for healing the wounds or wounds. Some vitamin C in white blood cells enables the immune system to function properly. Sources of vitamin C: from which sources we can get vitamin C? We get vitamin C from citrus fruits such as orange, lemons, and grapefruit, leafy vegetables, and beef livers, etc. Now, what happens when this vitamin C is deficient? Scurvy is the deficiency of vitamin C. It causes the connective tissue changes throughout the body. The disease is called scurvy. It results from the lack of vitamin C or from the deficiency of vitamin C. In this condition, the synthesized collagen is unstable. What is collagen exactly? Collagen is the connective tissue which is in the form of various tendons and ligaments in our body, and they are connecting the bones and to the muscles and the bones to different bones, such as in our fingers. The bone, one bone is connected to the other. This is the role of collagen. Now, what are the symptoms of the vitamin C deficiency? Is swollen or bleeding the gums, slow wound healing, dry healing, muscle and joint pain. When you have deficiency of vitamin C in your body or in your blood, you have these symptoms appearing in your body: muscle and joint pain, gum bleeding while brushing your teeth, etc. Let's have a look at this video to understand the concept more clearly about vitamin C.
Now, we will take a look at another water-soluble vitamin, vitamin C. Vitamin C has various functions in the body. One of its most important functions is to protect the body from infections. It also contributes to the growth and repair of tissues. Not those kind of tissues. The tissues in your body, like your bones, your teeth, and your skin. Now, you might be wondering where you can find vitamin C. Well, the best sources of vitamin C are fruits and vegetables. Peppers and broccoli have the highest vitamin C content among the many kinds of vegetables. Now, it's commonly believed that oranges are the best source of vitamin C among fruits. However, this is not actually the case. The fruit that is the best source of vitamin C is actually guava. In second place, it's papaya, and kiwis are the third best source of vitamin C among fruits. Oranges are actually the fourth highest. So what happens when you don't consume enough vitamin C? Well, vitamin C deficiency can lead to a disease called scurvy. Scurvy was a disease that many pirates and sailors used to have when they were out at sea for long periods of time without access to fresh fruits and vegetables. You see, vitamin C is necessary to produce collagen. Collagen is the main protein component of the tissues in our body, and collagen alone makes up 35% of the whole body's protein content. Scurvy has many symptoms, such as brown spots on the skin, bleeding from different mucous membranes, spongy gums, loss of teeth, and even death. Now,
So that was all about vitamin C, and we have completed our topic here. But one part is remaining, is comparison of vitamins. As we all know, we have studied in our previous lesson that vitamins, they are of two types. They are either water soluble vitamins or fat soluble vitamins. So let us compare these two. Water soluble vitamins including C and B, vitamin C and vitamin B. We have discussed only vitamin C here. Fat-soluble vitamins are vitamin A, D, E, and K, and we have learned only vitamin A and D in our course. Coming towards water-soluble vitamins, they are not stored in our body. They move freely throughout our bloodstream because they are dissolved in our blood or blood tissue, blood fluids, such as water and blood. Kidneys detect the levels and remove excess of the water-soluble vitamins, unlikely to reach to toxic level, because as soon as they are accumulated in the blood or in the body, they are excreted out from the body. And water soluble vitamins, they are needed in frequent but small doses. Coming towards fat soluble vitamins, they are trapped in the cells associated with the fats and not dissolved in the water or fluid in our body. They are less readily excreted and tend to remain in the fat cell. They are not excreted or eliminated out of the body, and they are much likely to reach to the toxic levels because they are stored in our body, and they are needed in our body in periodic doses because they are stored in our fats. Now we have to compare the function, sources, and deficiencies of the vitamins. First, for most vitamin A, which is fat soluble vitamin, its function is to maintain the vision and nerves and growth of our body. Food sources are milk, liver, sweet potatoes, fruits, yellow fruits, and vegetables. Deficiency of vitamin A can cause blindness and stunned growth, impaired immune function because it is having the role in immune system of our body. Toxicities, because if it accumulated in our body, it can cause the toxicity in the body. The symptoms of the fat soluble vitamin A toxicity is loss of appetite, blood vision, abdominal pain, hair loss, and joint pain. Vitamin D is also fat soluble vitamin. This function is to help the body to absorb calcium and phosphorus and to get it into the blood, into the bones, and helps in the strengthening our bones. Food sources of vitamin D are milk and milk products, specifically sunlight, is a source of vitamin D. Deficiency of vitamin D can cause rickets or the bowed legs. Bones become too much weak to support the body weight. Toxicity of vitamin D can cause nausea, vomiting, kidney damage, loss of appetite, and etc. Coming towards vitamin C, it is also known as ascorbic acid. The sources of vitamin C are black currants, oranges, lemons, limes, strawberries, vegetables. Vegetables may include cabbage, cauliflower, tomatoes, and lettuce. Functions are generally good health or healthy gums and fast wound healing. Deficiency of vitamin C can cause scurvy and delay healing. Sources of different vitamin C are the different vegetables. Now let's have a look at this video to understand the concept more clearly.
A, C, E, D, B, K. No, this isn't some random out-of-order alphabet. These are vitamins. And just like letters build words, they're the building blocks that keep the body running. Vitamins are organic compounds we need to ingest in small amounts to keep functioning. They're the body's builders, defenders, and maintenance workers, helping it to build muscle and bone, make use of nutrients, capture and use energy, and heal wounds. If you need convincing about vitamin value, just consider the plight of olden days sailors who had no access to vitamin-rich fresh produce. They got scurvy, but vitamin C, abundant in fruits and vegetables, was the simple antidote to this disease. While bacteria, fungi, and plants produce their own vitamins, our bodies can't, so we have to get them from other sources. So how does the body get vitamins from out there into here? That's dependent on the form these compounds take. Vitamins come in two types, lipid-soluble and water-soluble, and the difference between them determines how the body transports and stores vitamins and gets rid of the excess. The water-solubles are vitamin C and B complex vitamins that are made up of 8 different types that each do something unique. These are dissolved in the watery parts of fruits, vegetables, and grains, meaning their passage through the body is relatively straightforward. Once inside the system, these foods are digested, and the vitamins within them are taken up directly by the bloodstream. Because blood plasma is water-based, water-soluble vitamins C and B have their transport cut out for them and can move around freely within the body. For lipid-soluble vitamins, dissolved in fat and found in foods like dairy, butter, and oils, this trip into the blood is a little more adventurous. These vitamins make it through the stomach and the intestine, where an acidic substance called bile flows in from the liver, breaking up the fat and preparing it for absorption through the intestinal wall. Because fat-soluble vitamins can't make use of the blood's watery nature, they need something else to move them around. And that comes from proteins that attach to the vitamins and act like couriers, transporting fat solubles into the blood and around the body. So this difference between water or fat-soluble vitamins determines how they get into the blood, but also how they're stored or ejected from the body. The system's ability to circulate water-soluble vitamins in the bloodstream so easily means that most of them can be passed out equally easily via the kidneys. Because of that, most water-soluble vitamins need to be replenished on a daily basis through the food we eat. But fat-soluble vitamins have staying power because they can be packed into the liver and in fat cells. The body treats these parts like a pantry, storing the vitamins there and rationing them out when needed. Meaning we shouldn't overload on this type of vitamin because the body is generally well stocked. Once we've figured the logistics of transport and storage, the vitamins are left to do the work they came here to do in the first place. Some, like many of the B-complex vitamins, make up coenzymes, whose job owns and improves vision by keeping the cells of the eye in check. Vitamin D gathers calcium and phosphorus so we can make bones, and vitamin E works as an antioxidant, getting rid of elements in the body that can damage cells. Finally, from vitamin K, we score the ability to clot blood, since it helps make the proteins that do this job. Without this vitamin variety, humans face deficiencies that cause a range of problems, like fatigue, nerve damage, heart disorders, or diseases like rickets and scurvy. On the other hand, too much of any vitamin can cause toxicity in the body. So there goes the myth that loading yourself with supplements is a great idea. In reality, it's all about getting the balance right and hitting that vitamin jackpot.
So let's have a quick recap about what we have learned in our today's lesson. We learned about much more about vitamin C, its function, sources, and deficiency of different vitamins, along with vitamin C, A, and D. Then we have compared the vitamin A, C, and D based on their sources, deficiency, and their functions. So that was all for today's lesson. If you have any question regarding the topic, feel free to ask. Thank you so much for your attention. Allah Hafiz.